So here's our new home. We're gonna be living in this for the next year and a half, 2 years maybe. I'm guessing 2 years while we build our tiny home. Should be interesting. But yeah, welcome to our new home.
I call you up in the middle of the night, been bothered by dreams, ain't feeling alright. You give me comfort, say just give it some time. By the end of our talk, I'm feeling just fine. You and I will always know where we belong. This ain't no ordinary love we got going on. I'll pick you up in my 59 Ford. We head on down the road until we get bored. Just you and me and the sun and the wind. If the rain should stop falling, we'll head on home.
All right, enough monkeying around. Let's take a look at her. So it does have a pass-through storage, which we really liked because, you know, there's not a ton of storage in the camper. I mean, there is some, but not a ton. But we have plans to put like plastic bins underneath here for some clothing, stuff like that. But that's why we really like this one, because of that reason, that there's a pass-through. We can get the bins from this side and from that side, which is nice. I do gotta say that I didn't want a camper with a slide out. I just think that's potentially some problems with water damage or whatever. But you know, when you don't go with a slide out, the open concept really doesn't work out for my wife and I and our golden retriever. So I had to go this way, but I didn't really want to. That's that, I guess. We'll see how that works out for us in long term. Buying an RV can be one of the worst investments you can make. They depreciate really fast. They don't hold their value very long. But for us, you know, being that this is going to be our home probably for the next couple of years, I don't know how much work I'm going to get done by myself with the new tiny home build. And I'm assuming during that build, I'm probably going to take a few weeks off here and there to take a break from all. So we could be in this for 2 years. And the investment for us, for not having a mortgage, it only makes sense to go this way instead of doing like an Airbnb while we build, or renting a house while we build. I'd rather be right on the property while we build. So I get it. That's probably one of the worst purchases I ever made, but it only makes sense for us. I hope that makes sense to you guys. And we chose this camper because that front windshield of it. It's right where the bed is, and it brings in a lot of light. It feels like you're outside when you're laying on the bed. But I know there's a downfall of it. Traveling with this thing, that potentially could get cracked. I know they think they make covers for them you can get. I have to look into it, but we don't plan on doing a lot of traveling. If I can just get from here to South Carolina, I'll be happy with it. It has a 28-gallon black tank, a 38-gallon gray water tank, and a 52-gallon freshwater tank. That's pretty nice, I guess. It has an outdoor shower, which I think might work great for us, especially at the end of the day of working on the tiny home. You know, at least I can rinse off my dirtiness before I go into the camper and before I take the actual shower, but that might come in handy. It has a tankless water heater. Not sure how good they are in a camper. I guarantee it's nothing like the ones I install in people's houses, but yeah, it's better. I guess it's better than a 6-gallon tank style water heater. We'll see how that goes. It has a couple outdoor speakers and a TV mount and a cable inlet, but I don't see how we would ever need that anymore. Has an outlet here. It does have power jacks or stabilizers or whatever you want to call them, which is nice. It does have a power, is that the power jack, I guess? Power jack. And it comes with a light. 2 propane tanks and a battery, 1 single battery. I might add another battery. And I could be wrong about this too, but the shell is not metal or whatever. It's fiberglass, I think. Or I don't even know if they all come that way, but I don't know. I thought that was something interesting to say. All right, let's go inside. And when you come in, the refrigerator's to your left. We love the positioning of it because if you're out here working and you want to grab yourself a drink, it's right here. When you come straight in from the front door, this is the bathroom and the shower. A toilet. And plenty of storage in here for towels. I think that toiletry and all that stuff. I did notice they don't have a toilet paper holder. I think we might just get a stand to put right here or something. Underneath here, I took this thing apart. I wanted to see if I need to seal up any holes. Like you can see, there's a hole here. Try to help prevent mice from coming in. There is a water filter in here that I had to put in, not the filter, but the filter cartridge. It wasn't installed. So I'm leaving this open until I pressurize the system to make sure that the filter housing is not leaking. We got a medicine cabinet here. Let's go into the kitchen. So now that I come out of the bathroom, here's our kitchen. It's like an L-shaped kitchen, which we love. Plenty of storage, stove, sink. Has a little cup washer here. We did find another problem that when we go back to get the heater fixed, and we found another issue, and can't draw a blank on it, but we found another problem. This window doesn't open. We can't open it. It's jammed or something. I have tried everything to get it open and it doesn't open. So I have a list going on, so when we bring it back in a couple of weeks, get those things fixed. Nice big storage in here. And again, I'm going to go in there and stuff steel wool in all those holes. So on the opposite side of the kitchen is our couch. Here's another thing that we might do. We like the couch, but we're thinking about pulling it out and buying a reclining love seat or something. I can't sit on a couch without a recliner. I'm so used to having a recliner, so I think we're going to pull that out and see if we can find a reclining couch to fit in there. Got to do some measurements. We might not be able to. The couch does go into a bed, which we might be able to use as a recliner because we can put cushions along the wall and be able to have, it feels like you would be on a recliner. To the left, we have a little, I don't know what we would use that for. I guess to hang a couple of sweatshirts or something. This is our pantry right above the couch. This is where we're gonna have our food, our pantry and stuff. I'm probably gonna do our pantry there, and maybe dishes and cups and small bowls and stuff in this one, I'm guessing. And then of course we have all these drawers that we can put pots and pans in or whatever. Going forward to the front of the camper, this is our bed. I think it's just a queen size bed. We do have a closet here with a rod. Not sure how much stuff my wife's gonna be able to fit in there for us, but we'll figure it out. We do have another one here. There's not one on this side. This is gonna be my side. But we do have 3 extra cabinets up here that we can store a lot of stuff in. And then also a little bit more storage. There's some drawers here. And you could probably stuff some stuff behind the drawers if we had to. Behind there. Some more storage over here. This is where they keep the trash can. There's a little thing right here. They pop up and you can just toss your trash down there. I don't think we'll ever use that. There's a little opening underneath the kitchen cabinet. You could store shoes in there or dog bowls. Which is kind of pretty cool. There is also storage underneath the couch. When you lay it out as a bed, you can actually lift it up, and there is a little bit of storage there too. We have a TV that swivels towards the bed or towards the couch. We have a heat vent there. I believe there's another one over here. Yeah, there's a heat vent there. There's the air conditioning. And you can close this off and forces air through these. So it's kind of a little bit more distributed, a little bit better. I believe that's a smoke alarm. Oh, that could be a speaker. Oh yeah, that's a speaker. Another speaker over here. This is the radio or stereo system, and it's only Bluetooth. So you have to hook your phone up to get that working, which I already did. It works pretty good. And then you hit a button here and it turns the speakers on in here, and you hit it again and it turns the speakers outside on. This is the control panel, how you move your slider in and out, your awning, your main lights, your pump for your fresh water tank, just stuff like that. It does have a monitoring system up here for your black tank, your gray tank, and your fresh water tank, but I heard they're not very accurate, so I'm probably not going to use it. So I think that's about it for the camper here. It does have, let me go back here. I just turned the lights on. I do like the fact that when you do have all the lights on, you can kind of control them by just tapping on them and shut ones off and put ones on. You can see how we don't have them on over the bed, but you can turn them on. And same with the one over there. And then we got 2 reading lights over the bed, which are completely useless when it comes to my wife and I. We don't read. This is one of the main reasons why we got this type of camper, is because look at the floor space between the kitchen and the couch and the bed. Our golden retriever is going to have plenty of room to come in here. She can kind of turn around. She can kind of, and then she'll be able to go right out. A lot of the campers we looked at, this was just you know, it was tight right here. She would be able to walk forward, but then she would have to back up. The main reason why we bought this camper is because of our golden retriever. And the shades work pretty good. I like my my rooms really dark when I'm sleeping, or when I'm waking up. I can't stand sun shining through the window, so they black out pretty well. And one other thing, we are getting rid of the bed. We're getting a whole new mattress for that, because there's no possible way I'm sleeping on that thing. So that's how it looks with all the shades down. I kind of just threw it together, but my wife wants me to shut the shades for the day because it's going to be really hot out. And I might put the fans on low to keep the heat out. So other than a few problems that we had so far, we had the electrical problem. I guess it was a couple of ground wires that weren't grounded properly. We have our heating problem, which is due to the thermostat. I guess right before we were picking up, they were kind of doing their run through, and they found out that the thermostat they had on there was wrong, or something, was for an electric heater and not a propane heater or some type of thing, and or maybe a control board or something. So the electrical problem and the heating problem, I think that was the only two issues, other than the slide out topper. And I'm not sure if I got suckered in buying that thing. I don't know. Not suckered in, but I was told that, you know, you'd be better off with a topper. I don't know if that's true or not. And then the other thing is the window. The window is jammed up. And I believe there's one more thing, and I have my list on my phone that I'm making up as we go. So when they call with these parts, when we get there, they can fix these other things. So other than that, oh, and then they talked me into buying a anti-sway bar for towing. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know. I was like, I pulled trailers before, not this, a camper trailer. I never owned a camper trailer. My wife and I have never owned. We owned a pop-up camper, God, in the early 90s. But we never owned a traveling camper. But I have pulled flatbed trailers and never had a anti-sway bar or whatever. So they talked us into that. So it wasn't crazy expensive, but it wasn't cheap either. But other than that, I don't know. I did go up on the roof, looked at some stuff up there. Oh, by the way, it does have solar, 30-watt solar system, I believe. And there's a solar charger in that pass-through underneath. So it does have that. Yeah, so this will be our home for the next couple of years, I imagine. You know, I'm not a young buck. I can't build really fast. I think we're going to run into some issues down there with permitting and material. So I'm expecting at least a couple of years. And I think this is the best layout that we looked at. We looked at 6 different campers, and this is the best layout for us, I guess. For us three, my wife and I, and our golden retriever. So I think it's going to work out fine. I'm a little bit nervous with the heat. You know, it does get cold down in South Carolina. I'm not sure how cold it gets, but I know it gets cold, so I might have to put some type of apron around the bottom of it to help with that. And I'm not sure if the air conditioner will keep up with the humidity down there. But hopefully you only have to go through like one summer of that, and maybe one winter, and then we'll be in our home, hopefully. But like I said, you know, I don't plan on gun-holing it down there. I plan on taking some time off, travel around, explore the area, because I mentally and physically, I know I'm going to need the break. So we don't know. It could be 2.5 years, 2 years, it could be a year and a half. I don't know. But yeah, this is our home. We're going to be homeless. We're not going to have an actual house, but we're going to be homeless. But I think we made a good decision. other than foreseeing any problems with campers, you know, that people can have a lot of problems and people might have hardly any problems. I don't know. I'm pretty handy. I might be able to figure out some things if we come across something that ain't working. So, and then mice prevention, I just want to make sure that we're prepared for that. That's what I heard about campers. And then I'm not sure about any of the accessories that I need. I have never owned, like I said, an RV camper before. And I know I need hoses for fresh water, I believe. Not sure how to fill the freshwater tank. I'm assuming you just stuff a hose down there or something. I don't know. And then I did read a little bit online about surge, power surge adapters or something. So I'm going to order one of those. And then the black water tank. I guess I'm going to need a hose for that. I don't know how long those hoses are. I don't know what else I'm going to need. If you guys have any suggestions of what I should get for the camper, real necessities, you know, not something, you know, something that's real, like I really, really need. You can't go without this, Gary. You have to get this. It's going to make your life a lot easier. Or any tips on keeping it maintained, like the roof, the slide out. I don't know. Whatever you guys can think of. If you guys can think of anything, please share with me, because I am totally clueless when it comes to RV living. I'm not sure what we're going to need. And I just know when we get down to South Carolina, we're going to be staying at a campground for a couple of weeks or maybe a month. And I know I'm going to be backing that thing up. I'm going to wish that I had something. And I ain't going to be able to hook up properly or something. I just know it because I can't think. I don't know anything. So, thank you for coming along on this crazy video. I just wanted to share with you our new home. Good or bad, it'll work out for us. All right. Any questions about the camper? If you have any questions about the camper, please leave a comment. I don't know if I can share too much with you because I don't know a heck of a lot, but I might be able to share something with you. All right. Thanks for watching. Peace.